It's Nancy. How you doing? Here I am again today doing another video on I'll share a bit about my life and about the laws of assumption, the laws of the universe that I've learned through various teachers. Neville Goddart, my favorite teaching, because his teaching's the most magnificent and most loving and the deepest expression of what I've been looking for a long time. I started doing videos long ago, and then I had no technical understanding, and also I've been fearful of how to and what to put into a video, you know, the content and how to create that. But I realized through lots of homework and looking through videos, it's about me finding my passion to express what I've done to use the laws in my own journey. So here I am today again, and I hope I can support you beautiful people, and I feel honored to share this on video. We're very lucky today that we can use a video to express our experiences and our teachings, and I feel very blessed, and I feel very blessed with myself that I have let myself go and just do it, you know, because there was so much fear on what I look like, what people are going to say, what people are going to think, if they believe in it or not. And in the end, I just let all that go, and I just thought, I'm just going to do it because I believe in it and it works in my life, and I coach and teach other people how to use the laws of assumption and projection, and they have a lot of success. So that my experiences and my own creation and my own teaching and my own supporting others and my experiences through each day, creating a conscious creation, like something I want to manifest, so that I grow confident in it. I have been doing that every day, and you know, something shows up every day abundantly, so which gives me the confidence to be able to know that through experience, I can't even say that word. Also, because I have had dyslexia, I had to let go of all that as well. So through experience, sharing from that place. So I wanted to just read a book from the law, from the Law of the Promise. One of my experiences here is that I've been a mum. Before I was a mum, I travelled the world. I used the laws and my dreams to travel the world for a few years, and I had millions of experiences, and my dream was to I didn't know the laws then, but I used to dream about it. So I used the law without understanding it, but then I got myself into a lot of trouble because I didn't really understand the background, the mechanics of what we think, feel and project into time and space. So one of the biggest things that I got to understand through first coming to Abraham Hicks, how to feel good and how to feel the abundance and how to live your vibration. Then I wanted something a bit deeper, and I found through a friend called Agnes Vivarelli, who makes beautiful videos as well, and we went to college together. I found Neville, and I started studying Neville, but because he's from the 1930s, I found that more challenging to understand. But with practice, through time with my children and doing the work that I do, and also I have been unwell, so basically using these laws to heal myself, have a life I love, create a beautiful environment for me and my children, excuse me, and to create beautiful environment generally for me and my friends and my family, and to heal relationships and to create abundant relationships, and learning this to help others and to heal others energetically, by what we feel and think and say to another. through Neville's teachings of the law of revision. So I'm going to read the first chapter of Neville's book, The Law and the Promise. And imagine creates reality. Man is all imagination. God is man and exists in us, and we in him. The eternal body of man is the imagination, that is, God himself. That's from William Blake. The purpose of the first portion of this book is to show through actual true stories how imagining creates reality. Science progresses by way of hypotheses tentatively tested and afterwards accepted or rejected according to the facts or experience. The claim that imagination creates reality needs no more consideration than is allowed by science. It proves itself in performance. The world in which we live is a world of imagination. In fact, life itself is an activity of imagining. For Blake, wrote Professor Morrison of the University of St. Andrews, the world originates in a divine activity, identical with what we know ourselves as the activity of imagination. His task being to open the imaginal, mortal eyes of man inward into the worlds of thought, into eternity, ever expanding in the bosom of God. The human imagination, nothing appears or continues in being by power of its own. Events happen because comparatively stable imaginal activities created them, and they continue in being only as long as they receive such report. The secret of imagining, right, Douglas Fassett, is the greatest of all problems, to the solution of which the mystic aspires. Supreme power, supreme wisdom, supreme delight lie in the far-off solution of this mystery. When man solves the mystery of imagining, he will have discovered the secret of causation, and that is, imagining creates reality. Therefore, the man who is aware of what he is imagining knows what he is creating, realizes more and more that the drum of life is imaginal, not physical. All activity is at bottom imaginal. An awakened imagination works with a purpose. It creates and conserves the desirable and transforms and destroys the undesirable. Divine imagining and human imagining are not two powers at all, rather one. The valid distinction which exists between the seeming two lies not in the substance with which they operate, but in the degree of intensity of the operant power itself. Acting at high tension, an imaginal act is an immediate objective fact. Keyed low in imaginal act is realized in time process. But whether imagination is keyed high or low, it is the ultimate essentially non-objective reality from which objects are poured forth like sudden fancies. I love his words. He wrote this in the 1930s, 1940s. No objective is dependent of imagining on some level or levels. Everything in the world owes its character to imagination on one of its various levels. Objective reality, writes Fichet. It's solely produced through imagination. Objects seem so independent of our perception of them that we incline to forget that they owe their origin to imagination. The world in which we live is a world of imagination, and man, through his imaginal activities, creates the realities and the circumstances of life. This he does either knowingly or unknowingly. Men pay too little attention to the priceless gift, the human imagination, and a gift practically non-existent unless there is a conscious possession of it and readiness to use it. All men possess the power to create reality, but this power sleeps as though dead when not consciously exercised. Men live in the very heart of creation, the human imagination, yet are no wiser for what takes place therein. The future will not be fundamentally different from the imaginal activities of man. Therefore, the individual who can summon up at will whatever imaginal activity he pleases, and to whom the vision of this imagination are as real as the forms of nature, is a master of his fate. The future is the imaginal activity of man in its creative march. Imagination is the creative power not only of the poet, the artist, the actor, and the orator, but of the scientist, the inventor, the merchant, and the artisan. Its abuse in unrestrained, unlovely image-making is obvious. Its abuse in undue repression breeds a sterility which robs man of actual wealth of experience. So from this, just reading this, tried not to make this video long, but it's quite hard. I've come to this work because with my children, I wanted freedom to travel, to be able to teach them this teaching so they can be so confident in life through their schooling, and they can consciously create whatever they want through using the laws of attraction, most people know, but through Neville's teaching, which are the laws of assumption and the laws of projection. You know, I want people around, you know, that want to be able to see this beautiful earth, to be able to travel and see this earth, you know, with love, and see places and take your children to places. I think that can be one of the most amazing education to give your children. It's such a beautiful earth, and we have been gifted with it. So one of the videos I have written here, some things, is how to feel good around your children when you're feeling not certain about them with how they're going to go with exams. So I've been seeing and feeling and talking to them about this, seeing and feeling them getting really good grades in their exams, which makes them feel very confident, which makes them feel like it's easy, which makes them feel so positive. And it's a bit more than just feeling positive. It's this abundance around what they have and what they can create. And what's bigger than seeing their grades, I see them in the jobs that they talk about doing well. I see them being healthy. I see them being wealthy. I see them being happy and being amazed with this truly magnificent gift of earth that we've all been bestowed. So, you know, young people in their evolving role in our community is really important about what we project to them.